All right, friends, today I want to explore Vlookup, one of the most powerful and helpful tools that I've ever encountered in Google Sheets. And I just want to show you how I'm going to use it here, and that will help explain how it might be used elsewhere as well. So what I want to do here is first I'm going to just do it from this sheet right here, which is part of this same general spreadsheet, but then also how to pull data from another spreadsheet. What I want to do in this case is over here, we've got a whole bunch of email addresses, and then these are some responses to a Google form. And one of the questions was, if there was like one thing you really wanted to learn about, what would that one thing be? And so what I want to do here is I want Google Sheets to look up these email addresses in this Google Sheet, and when it finds it, I want it to spit back to me just that part of it. What was their PD priority? And we're going to use Vlookup. And so let's explore that. So I'm going to do equals Vlookup. First thing, what are we looking for? So you say, I am looking for this email address. Great, comma. Where do you want me to look for it? And what we're going to do here is we're actually going to highlight a whole bunch of data, but it's the first column where Google Sheets is going to look for, in this case, this email address. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to choose all of columns A, B, C, and D. Now, I was fortunate enough that I could just click and drag because here we are in the exact same spreadsheet. I also could have typed that in manually. So it says, look for that email address. This is the entire range over which we are going to be working, but it's the first column where it's actually going to look for it, comma. When I find that email address, so when it finds this email address, what do you want it to spit back to you? Do you want it to spit back to you the thing in the first column, the second column, the third column, the fourth column, and if there were more, the fifth, sixth, seventh? And I'm saying I want it to spit back that which is in the fourth column. Whatever is in here. Can I look yet? Spit back whatever's in here. I can actually close the parentheses and be done now if I want. The last entry is whether or not this original spreadsheet was sorted. So I'm just going to leave it as is. So I'm going to close the parentheses, press return. Aha. So basically what this just did is it said, hey, look over in the import range sheet, find this email address. When you find it, return to me the entry in the fourth index of that range. Okay, and if I had done 3, it would spit back to me whatever was in the third column. I don't want that, I want the fourth column. All right, so let's go ahead and copy paste this all the way down. All right. Now on a couple of these, we'll see that there might be an NA going on, an error of sorts. Let's see what's going on. Did not find this email address. And sometimes that's going to happen. Sometimes you're going to do a VLOOKUP, or actually sometimes you might do any formula, and for totally appropriate reasons, you're going to get an error. Maybe blovejoy@friendsseminary.org never responded to that Google survey. So be it. So what I want to do is, the hashtag, or, NA, I don't know, maybe it doesn't look very good, maybe I don't like that, I don't know what. But what I want to do is I want to show you, in the context of this, the IfError function, which basically says, if you get an error, spit back to me something other than this kind of like error formula. So I'm going to do a little nested formula, and I'm going to write IfError. And all IfError says is, listen, do your whole normal formula, whatnot. But if all of that goes to crap, what do you want it to say? And I'll just write something like could not find in this case. Oh, so instead of this NA, I get a could not find. And now note that if I copy paste this into a cell that was working properly before, paste right now, nothing happens, right? Because there was no error. Everything is groovy. You don't get anything else. But what it does is all of these ones that say NA will now say could not find, right? It's just a nice way to kind of clean it up if you want. And, if you really want, then you could put some conditional formatting and say, single color, if it contains the word find, make it red. Because if it has the word find, then it means we could not find it, and so that's a nice way to kind of help yourself visually see anytime there was an error.